A White House staffer is revealing why Donald Trump is now panicking. Now, that part isn't speculation. We've spent the week and part of last week looking at not only Trump's erratic, panicky behavior, but also hearing from people like Stephen Bannon, who have been very clear and upfront in saying there is reason to panic here. If the Epstein files aren't released, if Trump can't get out from under the cloud of his own making on this issue, Republicans might lose 40 seats in the House of Representatives in 2026. So we know that that's going on. And we now have confirmation of that from someone who worked in a prior Trump White House. Remember Sarah Matthews? She's the former Trump press aide. And she is now saying he is panicking now. He has to be panicking now. Why? Because the Epstein story won't die. And it is generating a rebellion inside MAGA world. Now, it started with the Trump Truth Social rant where he told his supporters, forget about Jeffrey Epstein. We covered that Monday. He got completely ratioed. If you don't know what that means, it's a term the kids these days are using, but we talk about it on Monday. And he said, let's stop wasting time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody cares about Jeffrey Epstein. Now, that alone is absurd. Trump campaigned on exposing the network. He claimed that the list of clients would be released. His attorney general, Pam Bondi, said earlier this year, it's on her desk. On Wednesday, we looked at the letter that she sent Kash Patel in which she says, I have hundreds of pages of documents and I believe you have thousands and you should give them to me. Now she has been saying there is no such list. It doesn't exist. We're not going to release anything else. We're not going to charge anybody else. And MAGA isn't buying it. You have these hardcore supporters really melting down, demanding answers. Elon Musk, Trump's on again, off again billionaire buddy, although they're now off, said Trump's not going to release the documents because Trump is in the documents, which is very plausible, very, very plausible. So that's not Rachel Maddow saying it. That's MAGA's sometimes favorite unstable tech guy wearing a Doge/MAGA hat. The Epstein list was going to be their gotcha. It was going to be proof of the deep state, proof that Biden was covering stuff up, even though Biden wasn't president when Epstein was arrested, nor was he president when Epstein died by suicide. It was going to prove that the elites were all in this together, but not Trump, not Trump. But now the theory is coming inward because Trump made the promise. Trump had the DOJ. Trump appointed the people. And now they're being told, never mind. And Trump trained his followers. If government actors tell you there's nothing to see here, don't believe them. And now Trump's government is telling his followers there's nothing to see here. And a whole bunch of them don't believe him. These are the people who used to chant, drain the swamp and lock up Hillary or whatever. They are now starting to think the guy holding the bucket is actually standing in it. So now we zoom out. Is it about Trump and Epstein? Yeah, to a degree. But this is about the rich and powerful closing ranks, even across party lines when they feel threatened. And it includes Trump. That's the key thing. Trump, Clinton, billionaires, royals, celebrities. When Epstein died in federal custody, it really was a power scandal. And now we're watching it happen again. The promise of exposure is buried. The promises of transparency are replaced with nothing to see here. The client list that was imminent now doesn't exist anymore. And instead of answers, we get these very vague Truth Social posts, a suspiciously quiet Justice Department, and an increasingly panicked Trump who every time he's asked about this topic either gets angry at the person asking it, says that's not even a topic you should be asking about, or tells us conflicting stories. There is no list. There's a list, but James Comey made it up. There's a list, but Obama made it up, or whatever. If this were Joe Biden bearing the Epstein files after promising to release them, Fox News would be running live helicopter shots of Biden's house. That's what it would be. But it's Trump, and it's the guy who turned all of this into a campaign issue. Trump was going to expose pedophilia, sex trafficking, all this stuff. And now they're going, hey, guys, stop asking questions. It's time to stop. So Sarah Matthews says Trump is likely to try to distract the public, say or do outrageous things to change the topic. That's always kind of been the move. I don't even think it's as crafted or micromanaged as sometimes I'll get emails, David, don't you think that Trump bombed Iran to take attention away from Epstein? Or don't you think that Trump said Epstein, there's nothing to talk about with Epstein to distract from the failed 90 deals in 90 days? It's not that calculated. It's just when Trump panics and feels cornered, he'll just blurt out something. And it's often kind of spur of the moment. The difference this time, and Sarah Matthews is making this point, and I think it's a natural point to make, is that the people increasingly upset are Trump's own supporters. There are people left and right who care about the Epstein list. But I think as a more general principle, we on the left don't primarily want to vote for the person that's going to give us a list. As relevant as that is, and as important that it is as it is to protect kids from a law enforcement standpoint, we're sort of thinking, is there an economic policy here that is going to lift people out of poverty, make it so that if you work, you should certainly be able to afford a home, healthcare, and food, right? Like, we're more on those basics. The right became obsessed with this topic because many of the people that now work for Trump told them, you should be obsessed with this topic. And that, I believe, is what is panicking Donald Trump the most. You say you'll learn a new language every year, but few of us actually follow through. That's why I always recommend Babbel. It's the app that finally made language learning stick for me. This year, I've got a trip to France planned. I've already started brushing up using Babbel's 10-minute lessons. The app is built around real-life conversations, not games or gimmicks, so I'm learning exactly what I actually need to know when I land. I've even been using Babbel's speech recognition technology to improve my pronunciation. Super helpful. Babbel is designed by over 200 language experts and proven studies from places like Yale and Michigan State. There's a study that found that using Babbel just 15 hours is like a full college semester of a language. They offer 14 languages and more than 16 million people have used it. They've got a 20-day money-back guarantee, so it is risk-free to try. Here's a special limited-time deal for my audience. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for my audience at babbel.com/Pacman. Rules and restrictions may apply. The link is in the description.